Hello again and welcome to Shed Talk, my weekly magazine video series looking at the keeping, breeding and showing of cage birds, with a particular focus on the exhibition style budgerigar. Well, we're almost in September. I think this video comes out on the 31st of August, but we're almost in September. The first thing is, of course, September is the anniversary of the of Shed Talk. I think it's the 6th of September was the very first Shed Talk video was posted, so you know, hopefully I'll put a quick video out on the 6th to celebrate that 5-year. Well, I was going into our 5th year of Shed Talk, so that's the first thing. The other thing in this video is we'll have a quick look around the shed and see what's going on, both in terms of inside here, the main budgerigar shed, also out in the finch and five flight, to talk about what we've got going on out there in the month of September, and also what I'm doing outside of the shed in September. Right, so we'll start off in here then. Well, the first thing I would like to say is in September I've got my I suppose quarterly treatment of the birds using my Ronevet S, which is a treatment for cankers. I hope I've pronounced that right. And I, like I say, I treat all of the shed with this as a precautionary measure, not because the birds have it, but it's a precautionary measure. And I treat them about every quarter, so about every 3 months, for a week, both in here, it goes in their drinking water, so in here, and also outside in the finch and five flight, again in their drinking water. I just follow the directions that are on there. Cankers is an infection, I think, around affects their breathing, it seems to. You quite often, if a bird's got it, it'll quite often be gaping and may well be hanging on the side of the wire. I think there's one behind me doing that at the moment, but some of them do it anyway. But so quite often you'll see a lot of birds hanging on the side of the wire with their mouths open, and I think it's to do with their breathing, so it affects their breathing, and this will help deal with that. So that's the first thing that will go on this month. So we'll get their, like I say, quarterly treatment for cankers. So in the budgerigar flight, some of you may remember that I was talking about doing a bit of a rejig in here, and that's still my intention, is to move some stuff around in here, but I may have to put that on hold a little bit, just for not because of anything that's going on in the bird room, but for I've got other commitments at the moment that mean that I might have to put that on hold. So in the meantime, what I plan to do is the cages that were used as stock cages, these are the big wooden cages. You remember I use those as holding cages and young bird cages and that sort of thing. So my intention is to give those a good clean out, and I will repaint those. Get those ready for, again, for this year's breeding season, so for holding the birds in. So they will get a good clean out and a paint, and I will do that over the coming weeks of September. I've done all of the birds in here have now been sorted into their various you know, whether I'm going to keep them, breeding team and others. So again, I will be looking at what I will do with, in terms of moving some of those stock birds on, or the birds that are, you know, not going to be kept for the breeding team, about moving those birds on. And the other thing that I will be doing is, of course, giving all of the breeding cages a thorough clean, because come the end of September, beginning of October, I will be thinking about repairing the birds up. So the breeding cages will be given a good clean, and so will the nest boxes prior to them going back on. So I'll talk a little bit about that in a future episode. So really that is it in the budgerigar flight. It's really just, you know, getting ready for the new breeding season. Shame I can't get on with sorting the inside of here out a little bit more, but that's just the way things are. Right, so that's in here. What about outside in the finch and five flight? Well, here we are back out here in the finch and fife flight, and it's been a little while, hasn't it, since we've been out here. And I think I said in the last episode, the main reason for that is most of the fifes, and I think you can probably see a few of them behind me, most of the fifes are going through their molt, so I'm trying not to disturb them too much. I understand that the molting process for the fifes can be quite stressful for them, so I have been trying to leave them alone a little bit. Some of the youngsters, you can probably hear it in the background a little bit, some of the youngsters are just starting to sing, and I've tried to get some pictures of the ones that are singing, just so that I can perhaps get in my head and remember which ones are likely to be the cockbirds. Cockbirds are likely to be the ones that are singing, so I have tried to get some pictures of those, and hopefully those will be on the screen either now or in a few moments time. Because I was away on holiday, I didn't separate the youngsters off. They all went into the main flight, so my next thing in here really is one, the place needs a good clean. I would be honest, I have probably been neglecting it out here a little bit. I've been cleaning the main flight, but the rest of the area and the cages, the single cages that have got nothing in, have been left a little bit. So I need to get in here and give this a good turf out once we get a little bit of decent weather. The breeding cages that I've been using will need to be scrubbed, and then my intention then is to move the birds that I'm planning to keep to single those off in those cages. It will give me, I've got in effect six cages that I can use to single birds off. Are the main, particularly the youngsters, that I want to use and I want to show this year. So that is really the next steps in here. It's a little bit like in the main flight, I suppose, with me cleaning and painting the stock cages. In here, they're all wire cages, slightly easier to clean, I suppose, the all wire cages, but I will be cleaning those out, disinfecting those over the next week or two, and starting to move some of the young fives back into there, and then once I'm happy that they're through the molt, start giving them some showcase cage training. So that's really it from out here. In terms of the zebras and the other foreign finches, mainly the zebras, I'm still wondering with those, and you might want to put something on. I know some of you like to see the zebras, me breeding the zebras, but so far I've only got one hen, and the rest are all cockbirds, so I'm probably looking for a couple of more hens in the zebras if I am going to breed those this year. What my original plan for the zebras was to move those into the flight with the budgerigars, so I can get rid of this, or at least make the main flight, you can see behind me, smaller, and that would give me some more room for breeding cages for the fives. That's on hold for the same reason as, you know, the change around in the inside. The budgerigar room is on hold, so I need to think about what my plans are there and what I plan to do with the zebras. I do like the zebras, you know, even though I haven't bred with them for probably over a year now. They do make a nice distraction from the budgerigars, and as the fifes do, so I would like to get back into breeding those, but at the moment, with other things that are going on, I'm having to put that on hold. Anyway, that's a quick update on the shed out here and what I've got planned for this coming month. So clean up, move the youngsters into the single cages, and start the show cage preparation. And finally, before we go, I thought I'd mention that the other thing that I've got going on in September is I've been very kindly asked to judge at the High Wycombe Young Bird Show. So I will be judging the budgerigars, and I think it's the foreign. So I'll be up there judging that. That's next week actually. So on the 7th, I'm up there judging that. I will try and get some, as I did the last time, I think the last time I judged there, some pictures of the birds, the winning birds that are, or just general pictures of the birds, and of course I will try and get some pictures of the winning birds as well. So there will be a bit of a report on the High Wycombe Young Bird Show. I have another 2 judging engagements in October, but I'll talk a little bit about those closer to the time. Right, so as I say, that is the other thing that's going on in September. So quite a bit of a busy old month before we get back into the breeding season. As always, if you enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not yet a subscriber and you've got this far, then please do hit the subscribe button. If you want early notifications, then click on the bell and you will get early notifications for every time I upload a new video. If there's anything in particular you'd like to see in future episodes, then don't forget to put those in the comments. Forgot to mention, I was going to do this in the introduction actually, but I forgot to mention, in the last episode I mentioned about the spreadsheet, and I said I thought it was on the Facebook page. I know a couple of people have mentioned to me that it wasn't on there at the time. I'm hoping that I will be able to upload that onto there. If not, just message me in the comments and I will send you a link to that particular spreadsheet. Right, well, as I say, about all we've got time for. Until the next one, do stay safe, enjoy your birds.